Alright, looks like I forgot to do an intro on this video, so this is just a follow-up to the video from yesterday, or last video, whenever this gets uploaded. It's probably not going to get uploaded till tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, so it'll probably get uploaded Wednesday, but just a follow-up to the other video. I assembled the block, so I am torquing everything up, putting the pumps on, oil pump, water pump, rear main seal, getting the pan back on, and clutch, flywheel, getting it back in the car, and getting it ready for the head gasket to show up so that we can get the head on. So that's all. This is probably most likely going to be mostly a time lapse of it happening, but here you go, enjoy. Now, Old Faithful Honda Bond. We're going to put a real light coat of Honda Bond, seal the oil pump on this surface here. Make sure we get sealed. Alright, real thin coat of Honda Bond there. You really don't need much, just real thin. Just enough for it to, I mean, these are machined edges, so they should be pretty straight as is. They'll almost seal with nothing. So then there's also an O-ring on the oil pump that's there, so it really doesn't need much. Alright. The dowels lined up, and then just tap it on. Alright. Set this down. Now these bolts call for probably like 9 or 11 foot-pounds, something like that. I don't actually ever torque these with a wrench. This isn't really a critical thing. I just go by feel, doing this long enough to know what I'm looking for. And then I left these loose because I'm using all the same stuff as before, so I'm gonna tighten those up for the oil pickup, and then I'll tighten up these here. Rear main seal cleaned up real quick. I'm gonna use a wire wheel and just knock this stuff off here real quick, and then we'll put some new Honda Bond on there, slap it on. So I use a wire wheel just to clean that surface up nice and smooth again real quick. And then again, a real thin coat of Honda Bond. And then slap it back on. Alright, nice thin skin of Honda Bond. Slap that on. Alright. There's those. And so I'll clean up this oil pan gasket that I was using over here. And I'll use it again. Alright, so I'll tuck a little bit right here in these corners, these little joints here. This is where they tend to leak. Nothing crazy to set. Basically, I just put a little puddle there and let it flatten itself out. And then same thing on these seams where the rear main seal and oil pump meet. I'll do the same thing there. Put a little spot there for that to seal up that area. All right. Get the stuff on the front of the motor here, water pump and whatnot on, and then we'll pull it off and get the clutch, flywheel on. That's on there, so we'll pull this thing off. You know, I'll throw this stuff in the back real fast. Actually, no, I don't want it on there. Or do I? No, I don't want it on there. I'm going to pull it off and put the flywheel and clutch on, and then this thing will be ready to slide in. I also need to tap these holes. This one here got a little strip, so I can see there's a little bit of damage in them, so I'm going to run a tap through them real fast and just make sure that they're clean and clear for when I put this thing together. I don't want to be fighting that, so I'm going to tap through those real quick. Alright, this thing's back together, ready to get muscled in, and then we'll put the rest of the stuff on. So make sure some stuff's out of the way. Dowel pins, gotta pull one out of the transmission or the block. There's one in the block in the same spot, so that one needs to get shifted to the other side. And I think that's it. It's ready to go. So move this dowel pin real quick, and then slide her in. All right. Alright, looks like we're ready to slide in, so let's set up on this side. I think it's a little bit closer. Man, I've never tried this angle, but let's go for it.
This wiping is made out of metal.
It is, yeah.
It makes that sound. Are you hot?
Very.
Huh?
Very hot.
This is the same one as that one. Just want to say one now.
Does not want to go on at the moment. Try a little bit more. If not, I'll have to realign the clutch. There we go. It's fighting me.
Sweaty. Sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
Sweaty. Sweaty.
All right. Doesn't normally fight me that much, but it's in there.
So loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sweaty, Dada.
I know, it's very sweaty.
Ooh. I'm getting sweaty too.
Are you?
Yeah.
it's hanging. Let's get this. Oh.
What?
You had to put the post mount on.
Almost forgot.
I did forget. Oh. Forgot to put my post mount on, so I gotta pull this cover back off. Easy enough. Yeah, I never put the post mount on because it's just one more thing in the way when I put the motor in like this. So.
So dirty. Super long.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Super broad. And you were a little bit stinky.
I know. So we can put a little bit more stuff on, you know, some brackets, the lower torque mount, the alternator, I don't know, that timing cover back on, water outlet, thermostat housing, all that jazz. So yeah, we're gonna get that stuff on, get the crank pulley, pretty much get it as far as we can get it for now. And then when the head gasket gets here, we'll finish up. So I'm gonna keep going on these and get this thing back together. All right, that's it for now. I do have another gasket, but it's a 75.5 millimeter. This block is 76 millimeter, but I already ordered a 76 millimeter gasket, so it's on its way. So I'll just wait for it, rather than use that one. It's a little smaller. But there we go, back together again, and just ready to drop the head on, basically. Once I get the head on, I'll slap the turbo and everything back in there, and we'll try this all over again. So should be good. Crank pulley's on, alternator's on, belt's on, oil pressure sensor, feed line, all the back is on, O-rings are in. So let's see what it does.
Hey, it's off.
I'm just gonna cover it back up for now, and once we get the parts, we'll make another video. But for now, this is it. Well, the next video will be you know, putting the head on, first start up, and you know, hopefully a drive, and we'll go from there. This fuel that's in here isn't too old. It's it's a 5 weeks old or whatever. Whenever we broke this last motor now, but not too bad. I can drive on it. The other stuff I didn't want to beat on too much, so I can start driving on this pretty much right away. You know, I'll try to drive it about 50 miles before I start beating on it too hard, and you know, just kind of keeping it off a limiter and things like that. Just make sure I got good oil pressure, do an oil change, make sure that all looks good, and as long as that first oil change looks good, then we'll be ready to start sending it. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. You know, stay tuned. We'll be having some more stuff coming on here soon. Hopefully this block doesn't just split for no reason, and we'll go from there. We'll see how this 11.6 to 6, I think it's 11.6 5-to-1 compression works out. You know, the old motor was like probably about 8.0, 7.8 to 1, 8.0, maybe 8.5 to 1 tops. So between 7.8 and 8.5. I never really did the math. I didn't really care, but somewhere in that range. So this is going to be, you know, 11.6. We're talking 3-point higher compression, plus it's a 1.6 instead of a 1.5. It should wake it up quite a bit. I know on the last motor with the 10.5 to 1, it definitely woke it up. It spooled a lot faster. It was more responsive down low. So I'm curious to see how this works out. But we're gonna make it work. Stay tuned.